Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you're here for another Christmas decorating video, and today we're going to be decorating the front porch for Christmas. I am so excited to decorate the space. I did pull out a tote that I had in the garage of some Christmas items I want to use, and then I have some fresh greenery. I love pine, especially this time of year, so I'm so excited to use that. And then I do have my little helper Holstein here. It's a really cold day. It's super windy. So he has his little jacket on. He's not going to stay out for long, but he always loves being outside where all the action is. I typically start decorating my porch after Remembrance Day, so I feel like I'm really behind this year. It's almost the end of November, but we're going to get started. I have this gorgeous gold hanger. I did purchase this from Michael's this year. I love that it's adjustable. And then I found this gorgeous monogrammed magnetic template, I guess, that you can add to your wreath hangers. And I think that is such a fun way just to make it a little bit more special. It was only $4.99, and I love how that looks. And then my dad was so kind, and he was thrifting, and he found this gorgeous wreath for $13.49 at the thrift store. I love it. It's huge and it does look really realistic. So I am so excited to use this on the front door this year. I completely forgot I even had this wreath. I was looking through the garage and my totes and kind of what I all had for Christmas, and then I remembered that I had this. So I'm super happy. I love how big it is, and you cannot beat the price. It's in perfect condition. I was thinking I might get a real wreath for the door, but all the ones that I seen looked kind of brittle and dry, so I don't think they would last the whole winter season. So I'm super thankful to have this, and I'm just going to spend a moment just fluffing it and making it look even fuller. You'll have to let me know in the comments if you use fresh greenery for your outside decor or if you use faux. I did purchase this gorgeous garland rope from a local nursery. I think it was $24.99, which I thought was a great price. I believe it's 25 feet. So I just have little nails that I use to attach this to, and I kind of keep them up all year round. I was struggling though when I came to this side. It was just not staying put. And where I live, it is really windy, so I thought I would go in with some of this floral wire. I just purchased this at Michael's, and I decided that would be a quick and easy way to attach it to the nail. I pulled out my lights from last year, and I was hoping that they would work. I feel like so many years I go to use my lights and they don't work. They only last a season, so I was super happy that these still worked, and I knew I wanted to string these around the garland. So what I did again is I just used my floral wire and attached the lights, and I'm hoping this keeps everything put for the whole winter season. I typically keep my lights up probably till the end of January, and it gets so windy where I live, so I'm hoping everything stays put because I love how this looks at night all lit up. Typically, we do put lights on the whole house, but this year, since we are so late kind of starting our outdoor stuff, I thought I would just decorate the front porch, and these lights would be enough along with the tree that I'm going to add. I absolutely love how these look though. They add such a warm, cozy feel, and I always get the warm white lights. I really don't like the look of the LED lights. They almost have a blue tinge, but here I am plugging in my Christmas tree, and I was so happy that all the lights worked on this as well. And what I do is when the season's over, I just put the whole tree in my garage and put a tarp over it, and that way I kind of just keep everything as is. I just have to pull it out and do a little bit of fluffing, and it makes it so easy. I purchased this tree off Marketplace for only $40. I knew that it was going to be outside, so I didn't want to spend a lot of money on it, and it's held up so well. I just added weights to the bottom, and that will keep it in place because I've learned over the years it gets so windy and it will tip over. But I'm going to go in with this gorgeous sleigh. This was also a gift from my dad, and I love it. I think it adds such a vintage feel to the porch. I thought this bag almost looked like Santa's toy bag, so I thought I would add it to the sleigh and just tuck it in there. I think it adds such a pretty feel. And then I have this wreath. I wanted to incorporate this somehow in the sleigh, and I thought maybe if I attached it on the side. So I'm just going to use a clip that you can use to hang your lights on your eaves troughs, and this worked so well and held everything in place. I felt like this area needed a pop of red to make it feel a little bit more Christmassy, so I did add this cozy blanket. And then I have all these lights here. I thought I would just string them along the sleigh and into the wreath. I know it'll look so pretty when people drive by and the whole porch is lit up. I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love going for car rides and just looking at everyone's beautiful lights on their houses and listening to Christmas music with a hot chocolate. It's one of my favorite things to do, and we typically go out a few times a week, maybe for half an hour, and look at all the lights, and it brings me so much joy. So let me know in the comments if you do that as well. It is such a chilly day today. The wind is so cold. I kept having to go inside to warm up my hands because it was so frigid and I'm not quite used to it yet. Typically, that's why I like to decorate the beginning of November to avoid the extreme cold, but I made it work and I'm loving how the porch is coming together. I did buy this gorgeous mat this year. I love the simplicity of it, that it just says Merry Christmas. And I do like to update my mats. Usually every year they get kind of grubby from all the slush and the salt from this time of year. So I always like to treat myself, and it was $19.99, I believe, from Marshall's. So I'm gonna place that on the porch, and I love how it instantly makes it feel a little more festive. I did purchase these fresh urn inserts this year. They were $40 each, which is still a bit pricey, but a lot of them were closer to $80, so I thought these ones were a good deal. And I knew that I could fill them out if I wanted to. I have a bin of some pine cones and greenery, just extra things in case I need to add anything here. But I'm going to add these to my plant stands here, and I love how the pop of green looks with the red. I think it's so pretty. And I did purchase some extra pine greenery that I knew I wanted to use to kind of fill them out, and these were $10 each. I wish I lived on a property that had lots of trees where you could get clippings from, but I do live in a newer subdivision, so there's really no trees to get clippings from, so I do have to buy them. But it is nice to support local businesses, and I'm just going in and adding some more pine just to build them up and make them feel a little bit fuller and lusher. And I almost wish I had have gotten a few more greenery stems, so I might add to them as the season goes, but for now I think it looks so pretty. I wanted to add a little bit of height, so I thought these branches would be so pretty. I bought these from the nursery. I used them last year and then saved them again for this year. But I love how these look. They're just so unique and pretty. And I always would see these gorgeous displays at businesses, and they always had these branches in them. So I think they add such a pretty touch. I wanted to add a few more pine cones in here. I pretty much got the same arrangement last year, and I got these from Zehrs, which is a local grocery store. So I did end up adding a few more of these pine cones, and I love how they look. I'm just going to mimic what I did on the other side on this planter. I would love to know if you guys have ever made your own planters from scratch, or if you like to buy them from the nursery and then fill them in if you need to. There's just so many things you can do. I've never actually used faux greenery in these urns here. I've always used real greenery. And I just love it. These typically last all winter long. I might just pull out the red berries, but I'll keep the snowy pine cones. And I feel like they do last pretty much until March. So I feel like $40 and a little bit extra for the greenery and stems isn't too bad. I know that my American friends have Thanksgiving coming up this week, so I hope you all have an amazing Thanksgiving. Let me know in the comments if you're hosting or if you're going out or just having a quiet, cozy day in. I would love to know, and I truly hope you all have a great day. We already had our Thanksgiving here in Canada in October, so I'm excited to see all the pictures and the food and hear what you guys are up to. It was getting so dark. I always forget about the time change, and I think it was around 4:30 or 4:45, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, it's getting dark so fast, so early now." But let me know if the time change has affected you. At 5 o'clock, sometimes it feels like it should be 9 o'clock. I'm still not used to it yet. It's really throwing me off, but I'm going to add some of these gorgeous red picks to my wreath. I thought that I was going to like this. I knew that I wanted to add some kind of red in here just because it was so dark with all the greenery. So I started adding these, and as I was adding them, I wasn't loving it, but I was trying to think what else I could add to kind of make it feel a little bit more festive and bring some color in. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I do have an idea in my head and I start to do it and I'm really not loving it. So that's how I was feeling when I was doing this wreath. So I decided after playing with this for a while that this wasn't going to work. I wasn't liking it. And I decided that I was going to use some Christmas balls instead. I did purchase these ornaments from Cosigns. They were normally $19.99. I got them for 50% off and added some hooks and added them all to the wreath. I really didn't want to spend a lot of money because things typically don't hold up for more than one season here. But I love the pop of red. It was just what this wreath needed and it looks so pretty. I forgot that I had purchased these ornaments from Michaels this year. I think they were $5.99 each, which I think is a great price for the size that they are. Again, I didn't want to spend a lot, but I thought these would make such a pretty impact. They almost have a nice sheen to them, and they are such a big size for the price. So I did decide to add these. I only got 3 because the whole back of the tree you really can't see, but I absolutely love how these look. As you guys can see, it's pretty much pitch dark now. It just happened so fast. But I knew I wanted to add something to the other side of the porch, the right-hand side. So I had this adorable little red wagon. It totally reminds me of Christmas. So I decided to add that to the porch, and I'm just going to drape this garland on the side to bring a little bit of light over here. I felt like this area needed something else, and I know I've used this tree here before. So it's this little birch tree. I love it. The lights are a little bit whiter than the rest of my lights, which I don't love, but I think it's so pretty. And this area needed a little bit of height just because the other side does have the Christmas tree. So I just spread all the branches. I wasn't sure initially if I was going to put it on top of the wagon or beside it. You'll have to let me know what you prefer. I thought ultimately that I would just put it beside the wagon. I'm going to have to add a weight to it. I just like how it looked a little bit better there, but let me know what you think in the comments. So on this night, we were making meatballs, mashed potatoes, corn, and a salad. I definitely was craving all the cozy comfort food after being outside in the cold all day. Let me know in the comments what your favorite comfort food is. I love how this area turned out. I think it's just so pretty and it looks so magical. So friends, until the next video, take care and God bless.